Hi and welcome along to ArsenalFanTV. Now, first of all, got to wish you a very Merry Christmas. Hope you had a great day over the Christmas period. I did. I had a lovely day with the family. It was great just to be away from football, even though I love football, and just absolutely chill out for the day. It was fantastic. And hey, you know what? Got this, man. What a nice present this is. Got this from Tao, camera guy. And do you know what? I didn't buy him anything, man. I feel I feel so bad. Sales are on. I'm gonna have to try and see if I can quickly cut out and get him something. But listen, he'll understand. He'll understand. This is how we roll. Listen, Crystal Palace away. Big game for Arsenal. Now, who can forget last year? We went to Crystal Palace, and I think, you know what? The next two games coming up when I think about it. Crystal Palace away, West Brom away. The scenes of our most humiliating defeats last season. Was it 3-1 at West Brom and 3-0 at Palace? Humiliated at Palace. They took us apart. I remember at that time they were struggling, and it just summed up Arsenal's season. And I remember the fans really turned on the players. I remember Hector Bellerin coming over to take a throw-in, and fans booing him and singing to him, "You're not fit to wear the shirt." And remember, at that time, Hector Bellerin was a real crowd favourite. So for the crowd to really go in on him, and I'd never heard that, all the fans singing, "You're not fit to wear the shirt." Away fans that are normally quite behind the team, they were really disgusted. And after the game, I interviewed fans, and they were ranting and they were moaning, and it was horrible. Really was horrible. So Arsenal really need to redeem themselves over these next two games, and starting with Crystal Palace. And it's not going to be easy. Palace started the season, they were playing badly, lost their first three games, sacked their manager, De Boer, brought in Roy Hodgson. But since Hodgson's come in, to be fair to him, and I'm not a massive fan of Roy Hodgson from his England times, but since he's come in at Crystal Palace, he's been doing bits. I mean, he's got them defending well. He's got Zaha playing. He's got Benteke playing. You know, Townsend playing. They really are a force at the moment. And they had a really impressive victory the other day away at Leicester City when Leicester were taking everybody apart. And remember, look at Leicester's performance the other day against Manchester United, getting a 2-2 draw with 10 men. So that's not an easy thing to do. And Palace went there and took them apart. Palace are a decent team. You know, they were down in the doldrums, but they've got good players like Cabaye, like Zaha, as I said, who I think is good enough easily to play in the Arsenal team. He's a top player. Townsend on his day, dangerous player. And of course, Benteke on his day, very dangerous player, excellent in the air. And they will exploit the weaknesses in our defence. And boy, has there been weaknesses in our defence. I mean, the game the other day against Liverpool, for me, all three goals, defensive errors or goalkeeping errors. Terrible performance. Terrible defensive performance. Previous game against Southampton, same thing. Terrible defensive performance. Players switching off. Manchester United, remember the 3-1. All three goals gifted. I mean, we've been doing Christmas all December. We've got to get our act together if we're going to beat Crystal Palace. If we defend poorly, they will exploit it. And as I said, Hodgson has made them very difficult to beat. They've been moving up the table, right? They drew their last game, but as I said, that good game before that against Leicester, they've got a lot of confidence at the moment. And even though they've got a very poor record against Arsenal, you know, in the past, I think like we've been there in like last 9 occasions we've played Palace, we've beaten them up until last season when they beat us 3-0. Even though we've got that poor record against them, they're going to be very up for it. They're going to be remembering last year when they beat us 3-0. Roy Hodgson's team talk will be frustrate. Their fans will turn on them. They'll remember last year. So this is going to be a tough game for Arsenal. Now, I'm not making any excuses for them, though. They've had lots of time to prepare. This has been a really generous Christmas period for Arsenal. Normally, there's loads of games lumped together. Arsenal had their last game on Friday gone. Playing this game on a Thursday night, so nearly a week off. Everybody else has had to play on Boxing Day. Arsenal, nearly a week off, literally. So for me, they have to go into the game with their strongest team. Kolasinac has to start. Now, he might start anyway because of the injury to Monreal, but for me, listen, Maitland-Niles, he did okay, you know, against Liverpool. He's a young player, he's learning his trade. He made numerous mistakes in the game, but he's learning. So I'm not going to blame him, but why did Arsene Wenger put Maitland-Niles into a game like that? He has to return back with Kolasinac. What I don't understand some of the things sometimes that Arsene Wenger is doing. Now, people were saying, well, maybe he had a little knock, but he played a full 90 minutes, you know, a couple of days before that in the League Cup. It didn't make no sense to me. Now, I know Maitland-Niles is an up-and-coming player, and I think he's going to be a top player, and I really would like to see him in central midfield. But for me, Kolasinac has to start in this game. The other person for me who has to start is Welbeck. Welbeck should start in front of Iwobi in this game. Iwobi, second half, a bit better against, against Liverpool. First half was poor, and sometimes he forgets his defensive duties. And when you've got Zaha and Townsend attacking down those wings, you're going to need a player that's going to help out. And I think Welbeck is better suited to that. Plus, Welbeck is more of a goal scorer than Iwobi. I would have Welbeck in the team. I would go with our strongest team. We have to get 3 points in this. We have to make amends for what happened last year. And as I said, there's no excuses. Wenger cannot use the Christmas period as an excuse. We, the fans, want to see a performance from the team away from home. And what better way to get the new year going than to win these next 2 games away from home? Difficult games only in your head, because there's 2 easy teams really what you're playing, really. 2 teams that are down at the bottom of the table, Palace and West Brom. Even though, as I said, Palace, I think unbeaten in the last 3 games, really been picking up, but they're down near the bottom for a reason. And this is where we need to take advantage. West Brom, rock bottom at the moment, they are really struggling. No excuses if Arsenal are playing properly why they shouldn't go to both of those places and get 6 points over those next 2 games. After that is Chelsea, so it won't get any easier. And if we're going to get into that top 4, these next couple of games are the games that we have to win. I'm expecting Arsenal to win. It's hard to predict anything with these lot because you don't know what they're going to do defensively. But they've got to defend properly. And, you know, as I said, I want to see a strong defensive performance. Maybe this is a game where Callum Chambers, who did really well against West Ham, should come into. Why not? We just got this guy just sitting around, just playing the odd League Cup game for. Throw him in. He's playing week in, week out last season for Middlesbrough and getting rave reviews. Get Chambers in the team. But looking forward to the game. I'm going to go for an Arsenal win. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments below. What team do you think we should play? But we have to beat Palace.